There's just so much to get stoked about when it comes to electric pickups. The Rivian R1T sort of kicked off the segment and, well, it's still a pretty great option assuming you can afford it. And then there's the Cybertruck that's literally moments away from being officially for sale, although unless you manage to snag one of those very first spots in line, well, you're most likely going to be waiting a long time for Elon and the boys to spin up that Cybertruck 3D printing machine. And then there's the F-150 Lightning, along with several other legacy manufacturers. Anyway, you're not here for those. You're here for Canoo. What's up, Motorheads, and welcome back to Gearbox Pizza. It is always the big deal around here when there's a new Canoo model. And look, even though details are sparse, I think we can kind of figure this one out. So Canoo just unveiled what they're calling the American Bulldog. And this might look somewhat familiar as this seems to basically be the evolution of the purpose-built army truck. There are some significant and exciting changes though, most notably the double cab, which, look, it's an option I think most of us have been hoping for since the introduction of that original extended cab version. Although, I'm not sure how I feel about the new face. We've kind of lost the iconic Canoo headlight shape and gone is that cool chunk of glass, you know, that lower windshield thing that your dog's just gonna go completely nuts about. Now, I totally understand why they got rid of it for this fella, but I'm still gonna miss it. And if you don't need the double cab, this might be reason enough to stick with the regular extended version. Okay, so how about some details, or rather lack of details, as Canoo's press release offers almost no information, but that's not going to stop us from making some assumptions. The exterior is clearly the same bullet-resistant carbon Kevlar material that'll shrug off small firearm projectiles, and maybe more importantly, like a rogue shopping cart behind a girthy breeze, or heck, maybe just live next to a driving range with a oddly aggressive happy hour, I don't know. We can expect this to most likely only be available with double motors, all-wheel drive, and roughly 600 horsepower, although, I suppose it's possible that a single motor 300 horsepower version might eventually be an option at a lower price point, although finding that kind of unlikely. So on first thought, this looks like it could be a military-only spec prototype kind of thing, but looking at this promotional video, we're seeing just a bunch of good old boys chopping wood, riding horse, and getting their fish on, which makes me think they've got consumer intentions for this fella, which is cool. It's good to have the option for the double cab if you want it. Personally, I still think I kind of prefer the extended cab version for a few reasons. Alright, bottom line, yeah, this thing's cool and it's exciting to see the Canoo skateboard, aka platform, be applied to more form factors. The fact remains, though, that we're still waiting somewhat patiently for production of the lifestyle vehicle to start for everyday regular customers. That's priority, and production is going to have to wind up significantly before even just a regular extended cab truck will enter production. And then, maybe, just maybe, this somewhat military-grade double cab version may enter production. But that's sort of anybody's guess when that might actually happen. But it's possible for this thing to jump to the head of the line, and look, I know that might be a stretch, but just hear me out. Canoo is clearly leaning on its commercial clients to make it through these, well, financial struggles. That's priority, but should the military take a shine to this new American Bulldog? Might that shift priorities? It's possible, and once production is humming and potential contracts satisfied, I'm guessing it would require relatively minimal adjustments to start printing consumer versions of this thing. And do I think it's likely now? No, not really, but it is possible, and at this point, I'll take whatever Canoo they can make. And that brings me to my last point, and that's back to the original Canoo truck that's very much just a lifestyle vehicle with kind of a different booty. Personally, and looking at the market, I think there's a much larger chance of success for the truck than the van. There's just no small trucks, electric trucks on the market right now, and people love trucks.
I drive a Ford pickup because it's built tough.
And people want trucks, but not everybody wants a gigantic quad-ton beast to drive around. And let's just take a look at how well Ford's Maverick is doing. There's clearly lots and lots of demand for smaller trucks, and Canoo is sitting on just a sweetheart of a design. I don't know, let's move that to the front of the line. What do you say?